Why, hello, hello. As usual, I never noticed when the timer ran out. But here I am. Hi, I'm Riho. I am a game developer and I work on Office Management 101, which is a tycoon business game that puts you in a role of someone managing a company and its employees. And that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go too much deeper into that. If you're watching this, you probably already know. Have seen it in some way. Anyway, glad to have you all here again. So today I will be mostly making music again. I have been making some game art for a few streams now, and I felt like it's time for a change, so that's why today is music day. But also, I wanted to touch up on something here. Just like minutes ago, I was watching Oak there in the chat. I assume you still are. Let me check. It looks like it. I was watching Oak there doing a stream that went into the details. How do you get your game up on Steam and itch, the process that you go through, and the steps you have to take, plus all kinds of advice how to keep the game relevant and whatnot. And it was a really good talk. I will post that in the chat somehow. How do I actually do that? As usual, I don't actually have the chat window open on this computer right now, but I can open it up in just a moment. So yeah, the way I have it set up is that chat is open on my tablet here, just so it's on a different screen. But yeah, that means I don't have a good way of interacting there. Okay, so here's the link to the YouTube video for anyone watching it, wanting to watch that later on. So that was a good talk. I'm glad to have got it, but I didn't catch all of it, so I will definitely watch it later on myself as well. Anyway, why I'm bringing it up is that if you have any questions of that topic on Steam, on game marketing, on itch, Game Jolt, stuff like that, or technical questions about game development or any of that sort, feel free to ask, post in the chat, and I will give my input on it. One of the things that Oak went into there was doing or like talking about your game as much as possible, keeping the fans updated and whatnot. And I feel like I've been like better at it at some points during the development, and worse at it at some other points. And I still kind of feel like it's fine, because sort of you have to keep your own capabilities and mental health and whatnot in mind as well. Like a lot of the pressure in game development is self-imposed, and letting the expectations of other people or the fans get to you. And yes, you should talk about your game and post about it and do something as regularly as possible, but don't beat yourself up over it if you need to take a break every now and then, especially if you have a long development cycle, the way I have had, for example. Like it's been over 6 years since I first announced the game even, and there's definitely been like months where I have not felt like putting it all out there, and just keeping more to myself and just doing whatever. And I feel like it's fine. I mean, it might end up costing some sales in the end, but that shouldn't be like the only priority. But you also have to keep in mind to enjoy the game development and everything surrounding it as well. So that's my few cents on that. Anyway, also I feel like it's worth like finding the medium that suits you the most, both from your capabilities standpoint and also your interest standpoint. Like I've been doing these streams now weekly, or even several times per week for a while, like since the end of last year, and I took a short break during holidays, but after that I've pretty much done it every week. I skipped only 1 week when I was sick, but other than that, I've come to the realization that I'm not like a streaming personality per se, but I do enjoy it myself, so that's why I keep doing it, even though I see that like if I was more extroverted, then I would probably gather a bigger viewership, but that's fine. So that's the solution that I found for myself that works for me, like keeping to a schedule, doing these weekly, and that's where I talk about the game the most, and I do less of the other social media these days, like Twitter or Facebook or whatever, because I felt like this is sort of less effort for me than posting on those. But as the game comes closer to release, then I will try and ramp those other mediums up a bit more as well. So anyway, I've been talking here a while. Should actually do something as well. So let's switch the view here. So this one. So if you don't know what this is Fruity Loops. It's a DAW. Wait, let me turn off the other music first. It's a DAW or DAW or a digital audio workstation. And that's where I make my music in. So the tune that I mostly want to work on today is this one. As you see, the instruments here kind of stopped playing, and that's because I made this piano part the other day, but I did not finish the other instruments for this part. So that's what I'm up to there, here, everywhere. I can show a little what this what's going on here. So it plays a simple melody, but that's pretty much what I started with here, and I really found the melody interesting. Although it's simple, kind of saw some potential here. So then I added some chords to it, which is in pattern 1. Just play some piano chords. So what's that? That's what key is this song given in? Is it C sharp? Probably. And as usual, noticing that my microphone, I don't know what's it called, the thingy that microphone is attached to is on the way here, so I can't actually reach the synth properly. So anyway, the song is in C sharp then, as we determined. I can somehow do that by ear. I have no music, like formal music education background, but I can find keys by ear somehow, or the scales. So when I play the scale, wait, that was not it. I somehow hear that this is the right one. So anyway, that's that. The chord that plays first here is, I'm running out of fingers here. What might that chord be called? I'm not sure. I'm not gonna go into that right now. So that's one chord. There's a variation of that chord. And then another one uses this, this, then this. Wait, no. This, this, and this key. And there's some bass down here as well. And also we have another chord. That's A sharp here, then F, and running out of fingers again. Might have missed one. And it all plays together like this. So the song plays that twice. There's also a bass line back here. Then I'm not super happy with it, actually. Let's get into that real quick as well. So the bass line. I kinda don't like these long notes here. There's something off about them. Maybe if I used some other sort of a bass sound for the long notes, then it would sound better. How would I do that? Do any of these work? I keep forgetting. No, that's not it. What's this then? Do you have some like contrabass? What's it called? I'm not sure what the word exactly is in English. Maybe just bass. I have some sort of instrument for that somewhere. Wait, what's the note tune? A3, A sharp. But I kinda would want it to sound more like... Well, this one had something like that. Not that, but more like this. Actually, we can give this a try then. Might as well. So I'll just select these, cut, and paste. Kind of feels weird, like it fades out. What if I add shorter notes here? maybe if I make this louder. That can be done with a compressor. Just select some preset here. Still don't like it. Okay. So just so I can undo it properly, I'm just gonna load it again. And we're back to the starting point. And maybe it's just that I should change the note here to something else. And I'm getting caught in this, but that's how music creation works sometimes. So none of these sound quite right either. I don't know what to do then. Maybe the whole approach then is wrong. And I shouldn't have a long note here. So maybe this is a bit better. Okay, so this one, let's save it. I think it's better. But now we need to figure out where to go from here. Because this pattern too has different chords. So probably we want to continue the melody somehow. What happens if I use the same one again? Almost works. It takes a sort of a different color when it's backed by the other sorts of chords there. Might just not be interesting enough, though, to keep it repeating that much. But I can keep this in mind and maybe do that later on. Like when the song goes through some loops, then at some point maybe it might use the melody with these chords just to switch it up. But for now I think I should make something new for this. So I will make a copy of this pattern and we'll try and figure out what we can do here then. Maybe I should just delete all of it after all and just go where it wants to go. Actually, when I was moving this note, I heard something interesting there. That would sound nice, I think. So how do I do that? Yep, that's it. And right now I have like no idea where I'm gonna end up with this, but I sort of I'm trying to go step by step and see where I get with this. Like when I hear these last few notes, then there's something else coming up in my mind, like what other notes could come after that, and so forth. So maybe another slick movement here. I'm sure there's like a name for this, but I don't know what that is. not go with these notes here after all. Because I feel that if I do that, then I sort of get stuck in the loop, so to say, which is what I often do. And I come from a more loop-based music background, since I used to be a hip-hop producer, which is pretty much, the same kind of patterns looping over and over again. And it's sometimes hard for me to break out of that mindset. But I can see the danger of that when like taking this route, because I feel like this is where it would go. And that's not good. So maybe even these notes here sort of pull me towards that final resolution. Because it kind of like sets the melody up for winding down instead of like building towards something. But if I don't do that, then what? So maybe I shouldn't even remove these. I'm removing more and more here now. This goes kind of too low though. Maybe I should start adding more notes in between here. Leave less of a breathing room that way. And go really jazzy with it. Kind of drifting off the camera here. I keep changing my stance on the chair here. Sometimes I keep my back more straight, and sometimes I slouch and whatnot. So I don't know. I should somehow. Would it be possible to make the camera follow me around then? I wonder. So should listen to the whole pattern for a change, and maybe I get some ideas from that. don't really have like a good idea how to do this right now. So maybe I should work on the bass line first and then come back to the melody. So the bass line is... This is the one for this part. So again, I can try what it sounds like if it's just copied straight over. But that's not it. So I will make a clone of this, and we will try to make this clone fit with this part of the song then. Or maybe I should change the notes a little as well. Let's try that. Actually. Whoops. I hate it when this happens. Sometimes I misclick the stop button here and I click record instead. And you can't cancel it once you do that. It shows this pop-up, but when you close it, it will still record. And then you have to stop the recording. That's weird. Maybe I want it even more crowded here. Let's try. Not quite. That part I definitely wanted to remove from this pattern. But how do I end it then? It's kind of an unexpected shift here, though. I don't know if it works. I feel like I should introduce some longer notes here before. Just to familiarize the listener with the concept, so to say. Nah, that's not quite it. It's not perfect, but I don't know if I have any ideas how to improve it right now. So maybe if I introduced like a drum rhythm change here, then the bassline change would also work better. There's no drums right now. Like if I did. Okay, let's try and go back to the melody then. kind of going in the same direction as before. That I was mentioning, that it's kind of progressing towards a more of a loop sound. And I don't know if I want it that way. Because it feels like it kind of hits the peak here and then it would just wind down again. I feel like it would work better if, you know, if it didn't go that route, but it would like continue building towards something, and that way the melody part here towards the end could be a continuation of that, not just a repeat of this pattern. Like, you know, if this was an improvised jazz melody on top of the song that someone was playing, then, you know, that's kind of how it would progress. I feel like, not hit the peak in the middle of the pattern and then wind down and then start going up and down again. Like, but I do get stuck in that sort of progressions often. Let's hear it from the start for a change, though. It might be that I will end up trying to work on another tune if I can't figure this out right now. Because there's also no point in forcing this, right? I mean, if I don't have the inspiration for this right now, I might have it some later time. And, you know, sometimes... Oh, you can't hear me. Sorry. The sound levels are always complicated for me. I mean, I can see visually like where the peaks are, but it's hard to tell where the averages are. So, like, for now, the volume of my voice changes as well. Like, sometimes I speak more quietly, sometimes I speak more better. Oh, okay, you just had it muted. Okay, anyway, hi, Justin. Nice to see you again. It's nice to have you pop in at random, like almost on every stream. Like sometimes I'd be having a really quiet stream and no one's chatting, and then suddenly there's you, and it's like brightens up the stream every time. So thank you very much. I'm doing good, by the way. How are you? Just about to put this this tune on hold and try to work on something else, because I've been working on this for like an hour or maybe even more, and I feel like I'm kind of stuck and I don't really know how or where to go with it. So let's hear some of these other ones and see if there's something that I would want to work on with those. Oh, and Justin says, thank you for the awesome streams. You really enjoy them. I'm glad to hear that. And yes, I'm starting to feel like my streams might be like an acquired taste of some sort. Like I definitely don't have like a mainstream appeal here. But there are like a bunch of regular viewers that still apparently enjoy watching these, and I'm really thankful for that. So the instrument for this melody here is actually probably the same as the other one, so maybe I should change it just to so it wouldn't sound exactly the same. This has a lot of reverb, so maybe I can remove some of that. What if I used the same instrument for this part? One thing I can try here actually is that it plays the melody with one instrument at first, and then it could play it again with another. So how about I make a clone of this pattern and then copy this all over here, then replace this here. Oh, hey, hi there, Anta. Thanks for following. Much appreciated. How's it going for you? Anta is also another game developer. And feel free to post any links to it in the chat there, so maybe others can check it out as well. His game is sort of a mix between an old game from Estonia, which was called Sky Roads, and a visual novel. So all good, trying to survive one day at a time. Kind of weirdly enough, like if you're hinting at the whole virus situation there, my life isn't that much different from what it was before. Except for I go to the store even less often than I used to. I just buy more at once. But other than that, I worked from home anyway. And I mostly did whatever I wanted day by day anyway. Like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and decide, today I'm not gonna work, I'm just gonna play games or something. So that's pretty much how my schedule worked already anyway. And that has stayed kind of the same during the whole lockdown. Except for I actually have more work now than I had before the virus came along. But let's hear the song part in the background while I speak here. So yeah, the my workload has increased because but that was sort of unrelated to the virus. I already had a freelance job for a Minecraft server called Vox Populi, and I was helping them out every now and then and coding some plugins for them. But I was sort of like the assistant developer or something along those lines. But now the head developer quit, unrelated to the whole virus thing, and I suddenly was thrown into the lead development of that. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. Yeah, voxmc.com. So it's more like an RPG inspired server. There's lots of like loot related and boss fights and like progression and stuff like that built on it, and that requires a lot of custom functionality and custom plugins and whatnot. It also has some monetization features to keep the server afloat, most of it cosmetic. So some of those funds are then shifted towards the development, which is me basically now. So that's pretty much like the main work that I do these days. And yes, it's definitely better to have more work than do little. Wait, something's off here. This I wanted to remove. So this instrument is kind of weird here, but I want it that way. I kind of accidentally picked this on a stream when I was working on this before, but it's sort of started sounding interesting to me. And it kind of reminds me of the Animal Crossing sounds a little. But maybe if this is like a bit louder, then maybe this this instrument should be louder too. It's already maximized, I see, but I can use a compressor here. Maybe put some sort of effects on it, like a reverb. But yeah, how's your work been going, Anta? Like, are you working from home these days, or do you still go to the office, or what's going on there? Now this part I want to go over a little, because this originally used the other instrument. Also, as usual, my song and melody creation process involves a lot of clicking instead of recording, actually, because can't really play that well on the keyboard. Like I can click the buttons and hear the notes, but I can't actually play anything. So most of the time I just have something in my head and then I try to put that into the program here. So from February, can't pronounce words anymore. From February, you took a parental leave to replace your wife in taking care of your child. She started a new job, and you had some freelance work, some personal project lined up, as the kid was supposed to go to kindergarten from March. That lasted 1 week before lockdown. Oh wow. Growing a child these days, like during the lockdown, is probably stressful. Especially if you have to like work, then manage the kid at the same time, and maybe help them with their homework and whatnot, because they can't go to school. And it sounds like a lot of work and a lot of stress. And I wish you strength to deal with it all, and hopefully you'll be able to get a bit of a break soon enough. Well, the situation in Estonia definitely has been improving, right? So let's hope that it improves enough that lifting some of these restrictions is warranted. But I guess we'll see, like in a couple of weeks, how the more openness affects everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing that people are getting really tired of it. Like my parents, but my friends as well. And they're tired of the lockdown, tired of the stress, tired of everything. And like I've said, since this hasn't like affected me as much as it has some of the others, then I'm probably like more resistant to it right now. But in the end, even I would like prefer to have more freedom. Because I don't really like even go outside that much these days. Like usually I would go biking a lot more during this season and whatnot. Kind of gets boring when it resolves to the same note every time. This one, I mean, this here and this here. That's not a good note for it either. I'm not too happy with this either, but it's better than before at least. Okay, so let's listen to it all together then. Oh yeah, when it comes to the lockdown, the good news is though that football will be back, and hopefully next week even. Wait, let me check the calendar. Yeah, I think the date that I saw was 19th. For the Estonian highest league. In Germany also, I think it will be back this weekend, right? So I haven't really followed any German football much, but maybe now is a good time to check that. And also, we'll see how it goes. Like, there's still dangers there. Like, if one club gets infected, and even if like few players in the club get infected, then the whole league would probably go on pause again. So yeah, I'm wondering how that will work out for both Estonia and Germany. But on the other hand, if this works out and they can stay safe, then I wonder if that will affect the popularity of both leagues. Like, maybe it will make German football more popular, and the same for Estonia as well, because there aren't many that will be back around this time, right? For some of the others, I've heard like they'll be back in June and whatnot. But that also might affect my own schedule here, because there's been such a long break from football that I would definitely like to watch the games. So if there's like a scheduling conflict with my streams, then I will probably end up rescheduling my streams. Mondays should be safe. It's the Wednesdays that I'm concerned about mostly. Yeah, about Italy also, I've seen some news about that. So they are restarting Serie A trainings in a week, and then they will discuss about the championship. The idea is to isolate the players and the staff from the rest of the world, which is like a weird dystopic concept, right? But maybe it will work out. It will be, I don't want to say interesting about things like this, because these are people's lives we're talking about, but interesting from like a implementation or like mechanics kind of a way, like how that will work out. We are living in a brave new world nowadays, aren't we? All kinds of new things being thought of. Things that would have been unimaginable just a few months ago. So yeah, it's the ancient Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. So I'm thinking that I made some progress on this song as well. So I might check some others now. And actually, Serie A I did watch as well, because the Estonian Ragnar Klavan plays there. And the games were streamed on one of the news sites here on Estonia, in Estonia, sorry. So it was a free way to watch it. And I gladly did. So I definitely would watch it again if it comes back in whatever form. So Formula 1 and MotoGP are the ones that you watch. Those I don't watch because they're kind of harder to catch here in Estonia these days. I'm not sure if any of the local channels show them. They used to, but probably not anymore. Let's try this one. So I did watch some of it when I was younger, and I know my father is still into it. I don't know how he watches it, if at all, but he at least keeps up with the news and stuff, I think. So this is the song. I made some more progress on this than with some of the other ones. To be honest, right now I can't really tell where to go with it. Like, sure, I could make a beginning for it because it starts rather abruptly. So maybe I could work on that. So we could start without drums, for example, and see how that sounds. Maybe even without the bass line. More about sports though. I also did watch or catch the WRC or the World Rally Championship bug that most of the Estonians have. That's the virus before COVID-19 came along. Meaning that because the Estonian driver Ott Tänak has been so phenomenal in that championship, it's become to dominate the news every time the competitions are held. And I kept seeing it so much that I started taking interest in it myself as well. That's obviously also paused. Also, in a way, tough to restart because it involves traveling around the world. Although, like, purely from the competition standpoint, like when you're locked inside the car, you're relatively safe there. Because like you don't get in direct contact with the other competitors that way. Like you say, you get in football or other team sports. But of course, there's still. I mean, you still interact with the mechanics and the support team and whatnot between the stages. So I think I want to change the piano here a little. Maybe start a little like leaving pauses between the chords. So let's make a clone here. That goes here. So how about I remove this chord and extend this here. And then I extend this one. See what that sounds like. I have a feeling this would work. What about the part here? Probably should do the same. So I will make a clone of this. I never name my patterns, although I should, to make it clear what it actually is. But I just, very unorganized here. I also never name the tracks. I never renamed the instruments properly, and I just sort of go by intuition. But it's a mess. I know, I'm guilty. So yes, all the support crowd is problematic. I think for a WRC race it's limited to 200 to 300 people. In MotoGP it's 1,300 people. So even a race without an audience has a lot of people traveling around the world. Yeah, I can see how that would be a big problem. So it's possible that those competitions would have to wait until there's a vaccine eventually, or a cure or something. But that will take a real long time then. I need to select all of these. Now I have a few options here. Do I copy these over? Let's hear that. Yeah, that's better. Then the alternative would have been, which would have been to copy these two. So then I want to make a drum beat that is just hi-hats here. Just to ease in the drums step by step. So pattern 7. We'll make a clone of that. That will go here. And then I will remove the kick and the snare. Maybe I leave the snap. Let's see. Now the bass line also needs to start somewhere. So let's try that. What if I have the hi-hat since the beginning? I think that might work. So a clone of this too. And that goes here. And again, remove the snare and whatnot. I noticed that I had a hi-hat ride or a cymbal in pattern 10 that could also be used well here. So let's save. The flute that was playing should probably have its own pattern though. So let's put that here. Now we have more of a beginning to the song. that's already progress. Even though it was pretty simple to do this, it's still progress. So the length of it right now is about 1 minute 25 seconds something. So usually like 3 minutes or above that would be enough. So it doesn't even have to be that long of a song. Although when it comes to game soundtracks, it might be better to make the songs a bit longer. Let's save just in case again. How many songs did I complete already? Actually, not that many. The way I work is I really like starting new songs, and I hate not hate, but I kind of get stuck on them at some point, and then I just leave them be, and it's easier to start new ones. I guess it's kind of like how game projects themselves work, right? It's easy to start making new games and not finish the old ones, right? So that's kind of how my progress has been. But I have, let's see, at least 4 that I've finished, and those are on the demo soundtrack. And there's a few more that are like almost there, just need a little bit more. And but like all together there's like at least a dozen that I haven't finished, and some of them I might not even want to finish because I felt like they are not good enough for the soundtrack. And some of them I might not just know how to continue with. Like say this one, I really like it, but I really haven't had any ideas where to go from there. It loads a while though, because I use this annoying plugin here that I can make it so it loads better by removing all these unused instruments that it's loading. There's like a bunch that I've loaded up there that are not needed. But I haven't tidied it up, so to say. So it loads a while. So, but we can wait. We can wait a little. And some more. And I think this also plays in the background sometimes when I stream, even though I haven't finished it. Yeah, Monkey Island, not just 3, but all of the Monkey Islands. I get what you mean. It's the what's that instrument here? This one. It's like kalimba or malimba or whatever those marimba, whatever those are called. which makes it sound kind of like, I don't know if Caribbean, but like islandish. Wait, that is not it. Where is this instrument? This one. Especially this part where it plays in quick succession, which is what Monkey Island did a lot. Yeah, something like that. Which sounds awesome. I like that sound. But yeah, it's definitely inspired by Monkey Island a little there. But I guess one of the things we can do on this song is try and continue this Caribbean melody. But I need to look into this ending pattern first, then, to kind of get a feeling where it plays at. Something like that, right? So when the background chords change, where can we go to then? Kind of have an idea. Pattern 9 is empty, so you can use that. How does it work exactly? Oh yeah, it's using the I don't know what's the word in English, the 1/3 step. In Estonian that would be taktimõõt, but I'm not sure what that is in English. Kind of following a different rhythm than the default one would be. And the different rhythm is basically these notes here. Like normally they would be more like this. But if I shift them here, then and this as well, it gives this interesting rhythm to it. Can actually play what the difference would be like. And it wouldn't work with the drums that I have playing in the background. I don't know if I got that right. Looks like it did. A miracle has happened. So I also had the flute here. It was here, right? Yeah. What if I double these here? Okay, this is unnecessary, but let's make the higher notes a bit quieter. So how does that sound with the rest of the song? Okay, the second time around it plays, and saving these. The That's gonna take a while. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Clone of this. You like how it sounds? Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Always good to have some validation for what I'm doing here. Often when you're doing things like creative things, you kind of get stuck in your own head and keep repeating it, and then you can lose like perspective on it. So it's really good to have the input of others every now and then to make sure that I'm on the right track. So I wanted the flute a bit different when it plays the second time. So how's that? Not quite. Something was off. I can put these notes back to what they were. If I have this different pattern here anyway, I might as well change these notes a little. Oh, wait. Need to change the step back. And maybe the strings and whatnot should reflect that shift towards more, I don't know, cheerful sounds as well. So that's here. Let's make a clone that goes here. Baseline. And these notes are where the shift could happen. Actually, that's already enough, I feel like. Don't even have to change the strings. So again, a little bit of progress here. But anyway, I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up then. So while it saves, let's switch to this view. Oh, it's me, it's Riho. So anyway, it's been another slowish stream, so to say. But as usual, I often do work slow, especially on streams. But it's fine. We made some progress. We got some songs improved here, so that's always good. Other than that, I will be back on Wednesday again. Yes. So that's 6 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. EST. That's the usual time. In Estonia, that's 8 p.m. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And hopefully we'll see you around again. And bye.